where to go. Yes. We are live right now, hanging out, talking about the top 20 gospel songs of 2015. Now, we've already brought our brother from Austin, Texas, and he dropped a lot of Christian hip hop, as to be expected, because people feel music in a different way. I got two other Christians up in here, and we're going to talk about it from a different perspective. I got Carl B. Phillips of the Carl B. Phillips Show right here online. You see him. He's shaking his hand. He got this great single that's called Greater Rain. Yes, pour it down. Pour it, pour it, pour it.
Are off. It's just Great Rain. Got to get it right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Great Rain. We don't want to act like greater something, nothing. And then we have all the way from Mississippi, Miss Pin Perception, the publicist extraordinaire of the South. Yes, she is taking over.
Take over.
Wow. I'm humbled.
This is what happens when you got Seneca on Mountain Dew at 9 o'clock at night and trying to cram in some extra work in. But I'm doing it for you. I do it for the love of music. I do it for the people and the supporters.
Seneca, you're like this all the time. I know you. Mountain Dew or not, 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock at night, you hype like this. Don't even try it.
That's what they say. They don't know. They don't know me like that.
But I do. Always hyper. A lot of energy. But that's why I love my brother.
Watch me at church service.
No rhythm.
Okay. Needless to say, let's get right into this top 20. Not the top 5, not the top 10, top 20. Should we say ladies first, or should we say age before beauty? Which one?
Let's say age before beauty.
Ladies first. We're not talking. Age is nothing but a number. Don't nothing get old but clothes.
I could go there, but I'm not. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I could look at my little list again and try to decipher what is the top 20. Now, I'm going off of iTunes top 20. I'm not going to say I know these folks. I don't know these folks. In fact, I'm going to just outright say it. You know, I'm going to go on my little what they call these things? iPhones? Yes, that's what it is. So I can actually read the names. I didn't read them all that well, and I felt bad when I couldn't read the names. So I'm going to hit genre, I'm going to hit Christian gospel, and the top 20 songs. And it's starting from the bottom, Unbroken Praise by Matt Redman. He's the one that brings up number 20. Have you all discussed what y'all got for number 20?
I'm looking at the best of 2015 albums on iTunes, and I could only talk about, well, I don't know Matt Redman, I don't know Josh Wilson, I only know one song by Building 429, Andrew Peterson, don't know anything about him, Casey J.
You're blowing through them too fast. No, talk about the 20 that you like, because the 20 you like might be totally different from what's hot right now, allegedly.
You know what? Let's let the lady go first, because I got to think about it.
Okay, who's your 20, Miss Fallon Brewster?
Well, at this time, Mr. Seneca, I don't have 20. But I'm just saying, I don't have 20, but I will say that I love the song Pressure by Jonathan McReynolds.
Oh, yep, and he's like number.
That would probably be like in my top 5 though, if we had to go with a top 5. So I don't even know where to start with 20, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw him out there.
Well, okay, now this is, I think everybody can agree that Jonathan McReynolds is definitely in the top 10.
Most definitely. His project, I think his performance of Pressure on the Stellar Awards was so superb when he made the comment about, I need to change my resume to say that I sung on the same stage with Beyonce. I mean, he just flows like that. I love Jonathan McReynolds. I love his project. The thing that I love about Jonathan is his sincerity in his music, his down-to-earthness. Both projects are ones that I can just listen to nonstop and get me through my day. Pressure, Gotta Have You, Maintain, Hold. All of those are some of my favorite songs off of his new project.
No Gray would be for me, but that's from his previous project. Okay, so this is what we'll do. I'm gonna continue going on because it do have like a 19. 19 is this guy named Josh Wilson. That was then. This is now. Again, I do not know this guy.
I don't either. I'm sorry.
We're going off a Billboard that none of us know half the people on there. I think we need to just talk about some of our favorite songs of the year.
Oh no, we're gonna get into some favorites because I see Casey, I see Anthony Brown. There's some favorites coming.
Hey, well, it's your call. I just follow your lead.
Oh, okay, my bad. No, that's some. I don't want us to be so trapped in the box.
Well, you're the one that want to read off of iTunes.
Well, yeah, because I don't think we will ever hear Building 29 in church. Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, not the churches I go to.
Okay, I'm open.
Have you sung Building 29, choir director?
Yes, we have. No, this I'm not home yet. This is not where I belong. Yeah, we did that at my church.
He knows the song. Okay, yes, he knows the song that I would listen to. And yes, that is one of my favorite Building 29 songs.
So I add to my choir.
But in this case, this Unashamed album I actually do have. It is Impossible. Oh, wow, we got a phone call. Impossible is the song that I love from Building 29, and it's just really an amazing track. But as Carby Phillips eloquently sang, This Is Not Where I Belong is another one of their tracks that we just can't help but like, and they're pulling up number 17. Again, we're gonna continue moving on, and I see Andrew Peterson, The Burning Edge of Dawn. One day when I interview Mr. Peterson, we might have a little bit more information.
Okay.
Right now I don't. But Ty Scott Records, Casey J, The Truth, she's doing it, ain't she?
Most definitely.
Is it I'm Yours is the favorite one out of here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not familiar with it.
I just so happened to bought it. It's like an 8-minute song.
Was there a radio edit?
I don't know if we're going to do the video edit of this. But gonna stop that. Gonna stop it. You can't stop it. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. Oh no, it's not gonna stop. Oh no, oh Lord, I'm having a technical difficulties on air. Okay, there it is. So Miss Casey J, doing big things. I think everybody knows something about her. Is she number 14 in your all's mind?
14. I'm not sure. Because I have not found a whole lot of gospel songs that I'm more of a traditional gospel person, but I would say that would probably be in my top 10. I like that song.
Okay, so that's top 10. Are you more of a worship person or a praise?
Both. It just depends on the vibe of the song.
Okay.
I haven't.
You got an album out. Did Great Rain make your top 20?
Ray's the #1 on my radio station. Come on. I got my own station. You think my song not gonna be #1? Right.
I thought, you maybe felt something. Now, granted, what did not make the list, and I'm looking at iTunes list, and what didn't make it, and I thought should have made it, is my new favorite, which would be Fred Hammond. And if I cannot think of it right now, because I just drew a blank just that fast, that was just amazing how fast that just came into my head and just said, nope, you're not going to say which Fred Hammond song you like.
It's I Owe Something by Fred Hammond.
I Will Trust.
Will Trust, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there it is. I will trust in the Lord. Yes, that is the one that I wish could have carried over, but that is late 2014, but I only found out about it to 2015, so I wish that could have got in there somehow, but it didn't. Moving right along, so Sarah Groves, Floodplains.
Not familiar.
Don't know it.
Crickets. You know what? We as a people got to get to understand the CCM world one day. One day. Well, I'm not saying right now that's going to be my New Year's resolution. How about that? New Year's resolution. Get on Sarah Grove Plains, but it moves right up to Jonathan McReynolds that we were just talking about. He's pulling up, looks like 15. Yeah, he's 15 on here. Jonathan McReynolds, Live Music, Stage 2.
Love the project.
Who don't like this guy? I love this guy.
I saw a video of him and Marvin Winans doing Smile together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they were just kidding him. And Marvin even knew the words to it, which was amazing to me. Yeah. So, like you said, everybody loves Jonathan McReynolds. Once you discover his music, you can't help but to love it.
Right.
Now, will we classify that as worship music or praise music?
Life music.
Or neo soul, because I don't feel it's not the type of music that is going to send you into a spirit of worship, but it's a type that you can sit down and enjoy. I mean, I love hard driving music, but sometimes I want something peaceful to listen to, and still feel like I'm listening to a gospel flavored song. And Jonathan McReynolds gives me that option of the type of music to listen to.
For me, Jonathan McReynolds is like life music is the perfect title always, because being in the same age bracket he's in, that's what's going on in life, especially at this stage for me. So it's so relatable. It's just I don't really know how to classify it other than life music. That's the only thing that comes to mind.
Okay, and I heard that term life music before. The Hattons, there it is, us, hashtag. They're another, I don't want to classify them as indie artists, however, they did drop their album this year, and they said that their music is neither praise nor worship, it is life. I guess that's the next movement, is putting out life music.
Well, as an artist, I got an album coming out, a CD coming out next month.
Plug.
Famous plug. When someone asked me the question, was my project praise and worship? And I told them, no, it's my life. So, I think that's where artists are going now with music is singing songs that reflect, where you are in life, the experiences of life. I think that's where the music needs to be, because like in Jonathan's case, like Fallon just said, he's touching things that are a part of what's happening in her life now. So that's what makes a difference in the song. If you can touch somebody through your life experiences, that's where you can relate to the song. So I agree with what Gerald and Tammy are saying about, their us, hashtag us. Great project. I mean, they do some praise and worship, but then they do some other life stuff like, I met you when we were in high school and I'm still in love with you. That's life.
That's gonna be something different. I'm not gonna run across my legalistic ways on air right now. I'm gonna just keep on moving.
Good.
And he said, good. I'm gonna keep moving. Pulling up number 14 is One Place Live, Tasha Cobb. Or should I say, Pastor Tasha Cobb. Thoughts?
Go on, Fallon.
I I've not heard. What did you say the name of that song was?
Well, I went and bought the whole album, but one of my favorites is Put in a Praise on it.
Put a praise on.
Yeah, I do like that song. I do.
Her keep spirit going.
There's a healing in this room, and it is for me. Oh, there's a breakthrough
Breakthrough!
in this room. Got my name on it. So I'm gonna put a price on it.
Yeah.
We don't even need to go into that. I might be running down the street in the middle of the night, and that's not that good over here where I'm at. So put a praise on it. What can you say?
The project is a great project. It's Tasha. The lead single, Jesus Save, I thought was an okay song for the lead song, but put a praise on it, I think puts her in a whole nother different market. I saw her do it on the Soul Train Awards, and she took the audience to church. That's what I love about Tasha. She just opens her mouth and sings. It takes you there. So I think Put a Praise on it is a good single for a follow-up single on that project.
Okay, I haven't even heard Jesus Saves. I'm going to try it for the first time. It's too slow. I'm going to not stop it right there. I'm going to stop it there.
Well, know Tasha for slow songs. For Your Glory, Break Every Chain. Again, that's what I said. For her first single off the project, I don't know how strong Jesus Save was or how people went to it. To put a praise on it just puts her in a whole different market where people can kind of gravitate to that because it is upbeat, because it does have that life to it.
All right. Miss Brewster?
Yes.
You still on Break Every Chain, right?
You know me. When I find something I like, this what I stay on. But I don't mind slow songs. I guess I'm more of a whatever touches me at that moment. So I have not heard Jesus Saves, but the way it started out, I'll keep listening to it, Mr. Hines.
It's almost 10 o'clock where I'm at right now. So I don't know how long I'm going to listen to it right now in this season.
Uh-huh.
But pulling up I'm going to call him number 10. I'm going to say he's on the 10 list. Is Anthony Brown, Group Therapy, out of Ty Scott Records, Everyday Jesus.
I love the whole project. Love it.
I just don't notice Dodie is on there. I know that artist.
So of course, you can't talk about this year without talking about Worth. From the first moment I heard Worth, I was in love with the song. I could not stop playing it at work, trying to hide tears. You thought I was well saved. Yeah.
Yes.
Love the whole project. I love the way that Anthony writes. He comes from a whole different perspective with his lyrics, with the song styles, with the vocals of his group. Just a whole different place. Anthony, Tasha Cobbs, Rashawn Mitchell, they all run together, and they all have unique sounds. And we have to give a shout out to Rashawn for allowing these artists to develop into the artists that they're becoming.
You know some backstory it sounds like some backstory. Is there backstory here?
Well, look, you got to read credits. Rashawn Mitchell, Anthony Brown, Tasha Cobbs. I think Rashawn produced Tasha's first project, Anthony's song on Rashawn's last project. They're all friends. An interview that I did for a certain magazine, we talked about that with Rashawn.
Really, really. I forgot. I'm gonna continue moving. It may have been a Shameless Plug, Iconic magazine. I don't know where that came from, but you know.
Yeah.
Okay, and I went on and purchased the whole album. I don't read credits because it's on my my little device here. I don't know if it too much light. I did just bought them. The next one that makes the top 10 is Casting Crowns. Now, I actually love Casting Crowns. I have their whole discography. They're one of those other people that I know that will touch the soul. Yep, they touch the soul of the worship experience. I think they got me when it was it maybe 3 albums ago? Voice of Truth. Man, that's by far still my favorite song, and they had me ever since. What's your thoughts?
Can't sing one of their songs.
I don't know one. Sorry.
You don't know one?
No, but I know what I'm going to do after we finish.
Voice of Truth. I'm going to send you all both the links, and you all will go into worship mode. Yes, you all, just how you all just said, worth saving. Yeah, y'all going to be on the floor, spitting and slobbing, and be like,
Wow.
because on the CCM side, it's the lyrics sometimes. It's the lyrics. It's not necessarily the cadence, but the lyrics. Those some students of the Bible. Those some students. And for someone who reads the Bible, you know, it touches me in a different way.
You were touched?
Oh my goodness, that's worship. This is worship. This is worship music right here. You don't know what worship.
Oh, I don't know what worship music is. Don't make me use the
I said that in passing. I didn't say that to someone who may have seen me in church before. But yes, if you want to see Seneca get up and just go into worship mode, play some Cast of Crowns. I will get up.
Okay.
Moving right along, I Am They. It's their debut album. They must did awesome. I have no idea who they are. Do you all do?
Nope.
No.
Okay. I'm assuming Beloved's going to have that same effect. Jordan Felix, I don't know you. I would love to know you because you're a fellow brother in Christ. But I don't know you right now. So I didn't buy your album. Sorry. But moves on to my, here's my top 5. I'm about to say these are my top 5, even though I'm not quite at top 5 status. Travis Greene, The Hill. I'm deliberately saying this because his song, Intentional, if that ain't a praise and worship song, I don't know what is.
Yeah, that was definitely in my top 5. Go ahead.
I love the song, Intentional. The project, I listened to it on a recent road trip, and I love Intentional.
Intentional. It's the single, right? It's the single. This is one of those where we just say, I would do the single. And I thought I had the whole thing. I guess, oh, there it is. Yep. I was waiting for it to say it. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing more movement now than I do in church. We're gonna leave that alone. We're not gonna even get into that. Uncle, don't even bring this up.
That song. I do.
It's intentional. It's deliberate. Man, I love that word.
Yes.
Great song, and I think he's tapping into that youth praise and worship market with the project. He's a great guy. Reminds me, as I listen to his project, reminds me of Ty Tribbett. The kind of feel that Ty Tribbett would have on his song.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what? I listened to both Ty Tribbett and I listened to him. Now, if you said Tone or if you said Molly Music, I
The
would group them in that
single,
fight.
Molly Music as well. But that's actually when I first heard that song, that's who I thought that it was.
thought it was Ty or Molly.
I thought it was Molly Music.
I said when I listened to the whole project, not just the single, the project put me in the mind of Ty Tribbett. So the
Oh,
single is different, but when you get into his project, because even the guy that did what more on Ty's project, I think is on his project too. So they're all out of that same kind of feel, that same kind of sound. They all kind of fit in there. I can't think of the song that is Kevin somebody. I can't think of his name right now. That was on Ty's project.
okay. I'll leave it alone. I like Ty Tribbett. I do like you, Ty Tribbett. So if you're watching this, I like you. I do. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to stop right there. Empires United. Hillsong United. I guess Hillsong just can't lose. They're up here like twice.
I love Hillsong. I have not heard any recent. I haven't heard a whole lot of recent songs because when I find two or three that I like, those are all like on repeat for the whole year. So, but I wouldn't doubt that they should be on the list because they always put out great music.
What's your viewpoint, Carl B. Phillips?
I'm not a CCM fan, so I really can't speak on it.
Shame on you. Shame on you. But what I will notice, and I'm going to say this, not that I'm biased. I might be a little bit biased, but Alexis Spike put out a couple of nice tracks for, I think it was a Diary album.
Mm-hmm.
And I like some of the songs on there. I have to say, if you didn't check out Alexis Spike, you should check out her new album. And she can sing, she can blow, she can blow.
Yeah, I like the lead single off of there. Was it All the Glory or something like that?
Yes, there it is. All the glory. Yes, Miss Red Hair. Alexis Spike, we love you over here in Detroit, and yes, to you be all the glory. I'm going to cut through some of this because I know two of these people I don't know at all. But the three that I am going to mention, it is what it is. TobyMac. He's in the top two, and one that I got was Beyond Me. Yes, TobyMac, who used to be a part of DC Talk from back in the day, which makes up of when they did their split. Go back. The little back story. So it was first DC Talk, and then they did a little split, and we got not the Backstreet, Newsboys, and TobyMac did their own thing, and Newsboys has their upcoming movie, God Is Not Dead 2, which should be in theaters soon. But any thoughts on TobyMac? He's a phenomenal stage presence.
I know the name, don't know none of his new music.
Same here.
Kirk Franklin sang a song with TobyMac. I'm not going to lose my soul over this world. Okay, I got homework for you two because y'all affiliated with me. And if I know the songs, and you know that I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness who has no idea what music was, for the last 7 years I've been brought up to speed. So we got to do it. Come on, we don't worry about it. I'll bring y'all up to speed on TobyMac.
Yes, I need help. Thank you.
We're gonna give you homework to learn some of the traditional stuff that we like too. Hello.
Yeah.
Don't be homework that you like. We're gonna do something too, so we can have a conversation.
Choir. No.
Okay. I do homework. Hey, wait. I'm a Berean Christian. Yes, I'm a disciple Christian. Yes, I study to show myself approved. Yeah. You can bring it.
Music. Study the history of gospel music.
You mean the spirituals that we used to do when we was picking cotton off the field?
Well, understand where the spirituals came from and the story behind the spirituals.
Mm.
Even
Really
under
curious. When we
how it
couldn't read, we could sing. I don't know how that worked in the Bible translation, you know.
went from spirituals to gospel. Hmm.
Okay, now you're about to show off. Okay, moving to number 2 on the list for top iTunes is Losing My Religion, Kirk Franklin. Have we heard enough of him?
Yeah, I love. Yes, that is my song. I love that. I love Kirk Franklin, and I actually wrote an article called "Losing My Religion."
Well, the truth can change.
Want to be happy, great song. And the other great thing, I think people look forward to Kurt going out on tour this year or next year, celebrating 20 years in music. I think that should be awesome.
So you're looking forward to him coming to Detroit?
Of course, Kurt gives one of the greatest gospel shows you'll ever see, and he's been like that since day one, since he first came out, back with the family today.
I saw Fred Hammond's concert, and I will say that he is like the best solo concert out there.
Fred gives a great concert. Kurt gives a great concert.
You're not gonna put one over the other. Is Kirk? Is he ranked number 1?
Well, Kurt, because of the money that can be put behind his shows, he has a lot of creative things that go on, like the Kingsman tour, Hopeville, and when the Revolution was popular, the show that they put on was just a great show. It's a great performance. But even before that, when he would just bring the family and sit at a piano and let the family sing, Kirk always says just his live performances is what always has sold people. When he would do "Now Behold the Lamb" and Tam would sing, or "Why We Sing" or "Silver and Gold," people would just eat those songs up, and he would just take people places musically. So that's why when Kirk is in town, I like to go see him, because he's just going to give you a great performance and minister.
And Kirk Franklin he's so creative, and he has an eye for talent that is just like phenomenal. The fact that he signed my favorite people, the Walls Group, that's it for me. But I've been a Kirk Franklin fan, I guess, because I'm a late '80s baby. So ever since I pretty much knew what music was, Kirk Franklin has been around.
Now it's kind of interesting because from my background, when Kirk Franklin, he's the one that kind of crossed over from just gospel to secular, so regular stations was playing his music.
Right.
And from a Jehovah's Witness standpoint, I could listen to Jodeci, Boys to Men. I couldn't listen to gangster rap, but there were some interesting songs out there. R. Kelly, that you'd be like, but the song that was boycotted was Kirk Franklin's "Stomp," and I'm like, oh, we can't listen to that, and they don't got no curse words or sexuality or anything implied in it. So I'm again telling my age a little bit and telling some of my background. So it is, I don't know. Kirk Franklin been around since I can't believe it's been 20 years. That's all I'm gonna say.
Remember when? Well, you have to understand the history of Kirk, because Donald Lawrence was talking about it recently, how Vicky Mack, who started Gospel Centric, went to Donald and said, because Kirk just he recorded the project himself, but she asked Donald to do some updates, to do some mixing on the project. So Donald was wise enough to say, don't pay me, give me percentages of the sales. So Donald Lawrence was the one that was behind the mixing of the Why We Sing project. It was just Kirk was just running around with a tape trying to get people to listen to that project with Why We Sing. And Vicky talked about how Daryl Coley kept telling her, you need to listen to this project, you need to listen. And she finally sat down and listened, and that's when she decided to sign Kirk Franklin, because nobody wanted to sign him because they said he talked too much through every song. But now everybody's talking through every song. So
right.
Yeah, I think my daughter was watching Joyful Noise literally today, and she was like, does he sing or does he just talk? And I'm like, he just talks, but he's a great performer.
He's a great musician.
Great musician.
A great songwriter.
Yes.
And songwriters is what makes the money. Yes. it wasn't until was it Hello Fears when he actually had the full rights that didn't get so chopped up. So he's doing his thing now. I'm gonna say this other guy's name who I really enjoyed his album, and I don't think it made the top 20, but I'm gonna say it made my top 20. Bryan Courtney Wilson,
Absolutely.
We're fighting.
fighting for. If y'all don't know about Bryan Courtney Wilson, he's Motown Gospel's rising star. He just won a Dove Awards, and you need to look him up on iTunes.
Well,
Y'all do homework.
Bryan Courtney Wilson, he's not a rising star. He's been out because he came off of Matthew Knowles' label, and he had a couple of hits there. But when Matthew's label went through a period where transitional period, Bryan was kind of left out there until he signed with Motown. So he's not rising. He's been around for a long time with number one songs I think with Already Here.
Well, what got me over now? Don't get me wrong. He was with the United. He was with Fred Hammond's United Tenors. I met him there, and I went and did some homework on the interview, and it was the song "All I Need Is a Touch." That song right there.
That's my song.
That's Jesus. Jesus touched his head while he was writing that. It was like, oh, there it is. Boom.
Yes.
Yeah, Bryan has been an awesome singer. Somebody made the comment, I think Bryan was in Detroit, he's like, Bryan is the only singer that looked like he just came out from working in the yard and get on stage and slay a house.
And I'm just really kind of going through some of these tracks. I know Kim Burrell put out a song and a Marvin Sapp. Okay, since I know that we didn't quite all agree with iTunes top 5, Carl, what was your top 5? Why don't we wrap it up that way?
I gotta definitely. I'm not gonna put any type of order. Karen Clark Sheard, great project this year with Destined to Win. My Words Have Power. Love that. Sunday AM. Love Karen. Of course, we said Anthony Brown. I'm trying to think of some other people that I was in love. Brenda Clark Cole, her project with Bless This House. Who else did I? Tiff Joy with her project. I'm trying to think who else would I look at. We said Anthony Brown. Who else about? We talked about Jonathan McReynolds. Who else? Just kind of looking through my list of stuff that came out. We got Dietrich that came out with Masterpiece. James Hall, new project. Talked about Kirk. We talked about Travis. So, I mean, there's a lot of great new music that's out there right now. But I definitely would say Karen, probably Jonathan McReynolds, Anthony Brown will probably be like my top 3 of the year.
Okay. What you think, Miss Pin Perception?
All right, so I'm gonna give my top however many for the year, and then I'm just gonna tell you what I'm listening to, what I've been listening to in 2015, whether it came out in 2015 or 1975. Okay, so
You said 75. Were we born? I don't even know if I was a spark.
I was not. Okay, well, for new releases, I guess for 2015, definitely Jonathan McReynolds, Travis Greene, Bryan Courtney Wilson, Casey J, Kirk Franklin. I think that, what is that, 4?
That's 4.
Those are my 4. Now, what's in heavy rotation for me? The Walls Group, from their first album to the second one. Paul Porter and the Christianaires, yes. I cannot say, well, Dathan does not, I don't think he's not put out a project yet, but Dathan is from here. So I'm always going to represent Dathan Thigpen. Um,
Oh, what? Put that on his project.
um, yeah, that's pretty much who I've been listening to this year. The Walls Group, Paul Porter and the Christianaires, the Canton Spirituals, Howard Watkins. I'm kind of yeah, I like quartet music. So yeah, I'm coming from a different perspective. And the Mississippi Mass Choir. So that's it.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna put myself out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say this Derek Minor, which is coming from a Christian hip hop. Um, I like him. He's from Detroit, believe it or not. Well, Pontiac rather. And you can't help but get excited. I don't know if this gets played in church, but Derek Minor, who you know from his last album, Empire. I can't help but can't get excited on that one. And I need to stop this now. The other one that I'm going to say is a quartet group. It is the Wardlow. Help me out here.
Wardlaw Brothers, I think it is.
Boom, there we go. Those brothers can sing. That's like Boys to Men under the Holy Ghost. That's what I'm saying.
On Family Feud with Steve Harvey.
Those boys can sing.
Yeah, I saw something on YouTube where they were on Steve Harvey on Family Feud, and they sung.
And of course, I'm gonna say Travis Green Intentional is that single that just can't be taken away. I throw out Alexis Spike for Your Glory. You know, again, that's another song, and I'm still gonna throw in Fred Hammond. You know, I know he's not there, but Fred Hammond's my top. That was my top 5 right there.
Okay.
I think it's also interesting that we have a lot of independent artists out there, especially as I've been getting out myself, trying to promote as an independent artist. There's a lot of artists out there that are unheard of. One of my favorite right now is Patrick Riddick, who has an awesome choir project. A lot of artists that were nominated for the Rhythm of Gospel Award. There's also the IGA Awards. My brother Steve Anderson, I love his music. I Conquer All is one of my favorite songs that Steve did. Elder Steven Anderson. Stacey Cranford, out of Detroit, #1. Stephanie J, Pride. Tasha Page Lockhart, Toby and Tommy. I'm just kind of going down the list of some artists. So, shout out to these independent artists that may not have the budget of a major label, but they're still putting out great music.
I also got to throw, was it Sherry Berry? Sherry Berry Nunn?
Sherry Nunn Berry, yes.
Berry Nunn Berry. There we go. Her song, was it Grace? Has it takes me there. It takes me there. And there's an Adrian Bass that has also done a nice project, which takes me to Derek Rutley. Derek, am I messing his name up?
Yep.
Okay, Detroit represent when it comes to music. Those I really like their projects, and I'm really excited to hearing Ty Tribbett, I hear, has a new one that's coming out. So we got some interesting news coming out. We got some interesting news. So I think that's my segment. Is that the segment for Iconic Radio Magazine? Pen Perception? What y'all got?
But I'm good.
All right. Well, throw out your social media stuff so we can follow you and support.
All right. Well, my social media is Facebook /Pen Perceptions, Instagram pen_perceptions. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Mrs. Fallon V. Same for Twitter. Pen Perceptions Twitter as well. And we'll be back on the website penperceptions.com at the top of 2016.
My brother, my uncle, my family. Carl B. Phillips. Phillips.
Carl B. Phillips. You can hear my radio show on Live 365, Carl B. Phillips Show, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of great gospel music, upcoming artists, established artists. We just try to put it out there and let people hear some great music. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Twitter, Reverb Nation at Carl B. Phillips. And I have a new CD coming out in January of 2016. You can go to YouTube to see the video for Great Rain, Carl B. Phillips. You can download the single at all digital outlets. So I'm just out here trying to make it happen. Lifting up the name of Jesus, for if he be lifted up, he would draw all men unto him.
Yeah.
And this is what happens when we got 2 or 3 gathered in the name of Jesus right now. The craziness begins. And I'm Seneca Hines of Iconic Radio Magazine. Look out for us. We're about to do some crazy things for 2016. And be blessed. Be blessed. We're stopping the show right now.